Hello and welcome to another Ask Me Anything. I'm Robin Vogels, the owner of Plan for Australia. Today's question, or this week's question, comes from Larvi. Larvi was very nervous about how things work in the airport. And, you know, it's probably not something I talk about a lot. People who have traveled often might be quite used to it, but there are a few things that you can do that really would help you as you move through the airport terminal building if you know these things in advance. So one of my first tips is, one, make sure you have a pen on you. It's much easier to have your own pen. There's things like the arrival card. Now, the arrival card is a little yellow card that you're given actually on the flight. You will be handed an arrival card that you need to fill out. And you've got enough flying time to fill out the card while you're flying. Anyways, you've got your arrival card, and as you move through the airport, you'll need that later on. Another thing I would say that you could do in advance that will help you at the airport is if you're carrying any prescribed medicines, let me try that again. Prescribed medicines, you're allowed to bring 3 months supply with you into Australia, which I've spoken about before, but you might not want to take up your hand luggage with 3 months worth of medication. You can put that medication into your checked in luggage because you'll actually go and collect your suitcases before you go through quarantine and border control. Okay, so when you come out of the airport, when you come out the aeroplane, you obviously enter into the terminal building. The first thing you'll do is go through immigration. So if you've got you can use SmartGates if you have a smart passport. So if you're not sure what the emblem looks like, just have a look at sort of like a little camera that would be on the front of your passport, which means it can be scanned and you can move through immigration a lot quicker. You can use the SmartGates. So read the signs. If you don't have that sort of passport, then you know you need to go to an actual person and stand in the queue. So as you're coming into the immigration hall, there will be a lot of signs to read, and so many people just stop dead so they can read all the signs, and everybody behind them, crashes into you. So try and have some sort of idea of what passport you have and which queue you might need to go to. From after immigration, you will then enter the baggage hall. And from there, you will find your carousel where your luggage is coming through. You collect all your luggage. And it's at that point that you then stand in the queue for border force, and that's to check any quarantine, customs, all that sort of thing. So your little card that you filled in on the aeroplane, your arrival card, you will hand that to officials, and you need to declare anything that you have in your bags that needs to be checked. Now, if it is medication or it's something that they're not too fussed about, they will just tell you to carry on through. But if it's something that they need to have a look at, they'll set you aside to go to the declare. So there's 2 corridors. One's green, that's nothing to declare, and one is red, which is to declare. And that's if they need to check something in your bag. So perhaps you've been on a golfing holiday and you come back into Australia, they're going to want to check your shoes, your golf bag, and make sure that you've got no soil on them. So they will send you to the correct queue, but they will first check your arrival card. Rule of thumb, if you've got anything that you think is going to be a problem, rather declare it, because if you try to hide it or get through and you get caught, that is when you'll get fined and get into trouble. So rather declare it, be upfront. They're the ones that can tell you, hey, don't worry about it, have a nice day. Okay? I hope that helps you and helps you feel a little bit more relaxed about arriving at the airports in Australia. And I'll see you next week for another AMA. Thanks for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.